Hello. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So here we are, Space Engineers. First things first, change a few things. High density, realistic sounds, as such, unlimited world size, in-game scripts, and that's about it. Then we go to mods. Now I will tell you a little bit about each mod that I'm picking up here. These are just decorations, nice to have. The base game of Space Engineers is missing they have not all the blocks needed. So what am I adding is the rounded glass windows, some extra solar panels. Interior door we skip, we can do the leather mod. A new HUD is always nice. Don't know, yeah, colored instead of this one. We skip that one. We add air traffic, and hello Fendon, welcome to this one. Armor panels, that's more of those blocks that the base game is missing. Same with this extension. We want a sort of cargo ship. That basically means that there are ships of the pirate faction flying about, and if they get too close to you, they will spawn a drone that will attack you. Inventory sorting. We skip the scrap because basically that means that anything you grind down becomes scrap, and then you have to refine it to the base component or base ore, which you don't want to do. You can do the blast windows, block combinations, build vision is always good. Build info, extra info on building blocks and stuff. Bullet trail, so you know where you're aiming. Extra button panels, better camera view and all that. Then we have the colorful icons, also nice. Concrete tool, useful. Conveyor hinges. We skip this one. We can skip those things. This one is nice, but it makes it very difficult to see things at night, so we skip that one for now. Never really got the shields to work. Hacking computer is nice, so we grab that one. And then we have can do this one. Holographic radar, hot compass is nice. Stackable wind turbines. Missing slopes, blocks, and windows, yes. Modular encounter spawner, yes. Haven't really gotten into the nanite stuff, so we may leave that out for now. Not quite sure what this one do. This one adds extension to the ore detector, so you can find it, find ore for greater distances. Different type. No, probably don't need that. This one makes it very difficult because ore is more difficult to find, so we leave it as it is. Projector to assembly we get, rotary airlock, yeah, could be useful. Round window glass, also nice. We skip that one. Screen gunk be gone. That is to clear a view from the camera. Sleeping mods, we can sleep through night. Sloping glass. Smart rotors, yes. Sneaky sound, which is quieter tools. Get this one. Let's add that one. Surface occupation, again, make it slightly more difficult. Triangular windows, we get this one. Text HUD. This one is useful, I like that one. We skip that with the tech. This one replaces your starting lander with a rover, so you can drive around, but we will skip that for now. So it's a lot of mods, but I like to play modded Space Engineers, just like I enjoy playing modded Minecraft. Just modded Minecraft rolls off the tongue better than modded Space Engineers. We'll see how it goes. So I did a video not that long ago, earlier this week, where I sort of showcased how to get started if you've been away from the game for a while. This is not the same save. This is I'm going to start a new save because I did a admin tool advancement of time to show how to find ore early on. So I'm starting a fresh new game because I got some viewers liked to see me do more, so I'm doing that. And I'm no way good at this game. I'm passable. I mean, I can put together stuff and I got the basic understanding of it. So we'll see how it goes. The aim would be to visit each planet and moon in the game. That is the aim, but we'll see how it is and see how popular the series is. But we start on the Earth-like, or at least that's the plan, on the Earth-like planet, because that's the easiest planet to start on. We have access to the most rudimentary of resources that we need, which is iron, cobalt, silicon, nickel. Those four is enough to get you into space, I would think. Well, that's nice. But you also have access to gold and silver, which is useful to, get you into space safer. Yeah, I mean, cobalt is tricky to find, but it is on the Earth-like planet. But best place is try to aim for the lakes. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to get to one if you don't happen to land near one. But that would be my suggestion. So we're dropping into the game. So what I will be doing is I will press V to get a external view of my ship, and then I hold down Alt and scroll back on my mouse wheel. That way I can see what's happening around me. And again, I'm not having any kind of luck when it comes to spawn points. Like this, if I was in a rover, I would just get frustrated because I would not be able to drive anywhere. So, okay, it's lagging a bit. It happens. Not to worry about it. Come on. Open up the K menu. Don't crash on me now, you bastard. There you go. Ore detector, well, it's a full, so. Yeah. And I land smack dab in a dark piece of anything. I don't know, have I landed yet? I'm not moving. I can see grass. Okay, off we go. Start on that one, turn off. Now we open our helmet with J. Well, isn't this fantastic? A freaking blind spot. Okay, well, it's gonna be challenging. We grab that one. If you looked at my previous video, all of these were like gray and boring. But now, with the mod, one of the mods I installed, everything has more colors. Yeah, if I'm lucky, I get 15 days of sunlight. Anyway, I have a thingy, what do you call it? Hydrogen bottle. So I should be able to gain some altitude. And don't worry, you always have as long as the antenna on your starter ship is broadcasting, you have access to the waypoint where it is. But this is such a bad place to start. Fuck me. Good thing I don't rely on sunlight to get power. I mean, yeah, I could, but wind power is probably better. But what I'm probably going to do is I'm not going to start in the canyon because that's just brutal. Hey. Oh, I'm so high up that my hydrogen thruster on my little body isn't really working properly. if I start up here or somewhere on a hillside like this, it would allow me to get more sunlight, and I can sure as hell build a base down into space. Yeah, it is a brutal start, but it is what it is. I mean, I can keep reloading and reloading and reloading until I get a start that's useful. But basically, it's the name of the world you're calling it that is sort of like the. I think that is sort of like the seed. But yeah, oh wait, is that a lake? Just where my red crosshair is. I repainted this stuff in my paint program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some ice, since I'm here. Just dig down a little bit. There we go. A little bit more. Again, it's right click to get started. And then I'm just going to do left click to keep the ice in the hole. That way I don't have to chase it down the hill. These are such a small quantity of ice, this little snow here. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the start is always the same. I already had plans for how my starting base should look like, but I actually don't know if I can do that here because of the way it's set up. But it should be okay. Okay, let's get the last pieces of ice. That's enough. Now, which direction was that possible lake? There, right? So it's southeast, I guess. And then we go to the respawn point, the respawn pod. And we will recharge with ice. Check what we need to build more bottles. Because if I can get to ice, I can stay here until I can get the ship up and running, which shouldn't be that long. It's just I don't like to fly without directional thrusters. But just having thrusters pointing downward, you have to tilt your ship and lean your ship to get any forward momentum. But yeah, it is what it is. Also a good idea to have your drill out when you fly around like this, because you don't know if you fly across some hidden kind of ore at the bottom. Okay, put the bottle back in. We carried too much ice. So what do we need to make production? We can make bottles, so we would need to make the basic kit. Well, that sucks. Never mind. Let's grab another bottle. It's full now, and we head southeast, right? Or south, that direction. Stupid. I forgot to recharge my internal capacity. It's okay. As I said, I'm not all that good at this game. I'm passable. As I said, I can make it into space. And I can hug a tree like crazy. Hug it so hard it gets off its roots. Usually happens at night. The only benefit of basically starting your base up on a mountain, other than, pretty much a lot of sunlight, it's also the fact that you don't have that far to travel to get out of this atmosphere of the planet. Right, this is where I was looking at. But let's go to the top here and see what we can see. Don't really want to run out of hydrogen and have to walk back. But we'll see what happens. Come on, don't lag out on me. Come on, go, 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 go. Doesn't look like there is a lake here. Looks like I was deceived by distance. Well, ain't that a bitch? Come on. I'm really chugging into this hydrogen that I have. Okay. Yeah, there is no ice over there at all. So this is a really tough start. Okay. Oh, there it is. Actually found a lake. Which is good. But it's better if it actually contains anything of use. So let's go and check it out. I would really like to have a second bottle though, but yeah, I don't have that. Well, we can get to the lake. I hope. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to park down here and check how much is left in the bottle. %. And where is the... There it is. Okay, so just GPS to lake. Let's head back. Shit, that's like 10 kilometers away. Yeah, let's have to keep an eye on our hydrogen. Maybe I'm using up more out here at higher altitude. Okay. So what I'll do is, before I go into the lake, I'm going to start mining some stuff here. Just enough to get the basic assembly up. Shouldn't be too difficult. It shouldn't take too long. That way I can create more bottles. And then I will be able to get to the lake more safely. So that's what we do. Okay. No, I don't want to take that bet. I'm gonna make it. Well, I mean, I can always crash into a freaking tree along the way. But then again, I would have to walk to get it back because I wouldn't have any spare bottles. And my body will only remain, or my backpack would only remain for a short time. Now this is good. The bottle will refill one more time and possibly one more time after that. Yeah, where's the freaking chocolate? Here we go, and we have 12% left. That's good. And we put the bottle in, and we put this one in. There we go. Now we're carrying some crap stuff on us. Well, it's daytime now, so that's always a good thing. Wheat? No, not really. So let's go mining. Right-clicking to clear the space quickly without actually gathering anything. Creating a bunch of voxels. This is just to get down into the rock. The dirt is of no use because there's very little rock in it, so you would have to mine a lot just to get to it. But this is a better option. And we switch to the left one. Could possibly have gone deeper, but thinking that the mountain is here, I just get what I get. So what is the first thing we need to do? Well, we need some steel plates to build a platform. And then we need to build some wind turbines. 2 should do it if we build them high enough. That would be enough to build and power both a basic refinery and a basic assembler. So that's what we do. And we set this to produce 2,000 units. We don't need that many, but we get started. Good to hear, Fen. Glad I could be of service. Yeah, it is, if you have been away for a while, then it is very confusing on how to get started. I mean, the introduction of the survival kit is just something you don't know. I mean, looking at this, you wouldn't say, oh yeah, I see the survival kit. You would have no freaking idea it's there. And the good bot is, not that helpful either. But it's there for just in case. But it's always quicker and easier to watch someone else show you the ropes how to get started. So what I'm going to build here is going to be a temporary base. It's not anything fancy. It's basically just a basic refinery, a basic assembler, a battery, storage container. No, I need cobalt to make a storage container. So yeah, let's see. Let's go to the G menu, and I will show you what I will build. Again, I have progression start on because don't have to, but you can. One thing to note is that all the mods are not part of the progression, so you have access to them right away, which also means that you can sort of bypass some stuff. However, you don't make a progression by using a modded version of something. For example, if we go down here, look at the wind panels, wind power. I need to place one of this. Well, I need the thrusters to get to the lake. So I'm not going to do anything to this starting ship. Not until I get to the lake. Lake is going to be where my base is, if there's resources there. And if nothing else, there's at least... well, I could grab the grids, yeah. But that will mean that the thruster is non-operational. But I don't really need a supply or a cargo hold here. Anyway, as I was saying, to unlock this stuff down here, I need to use this wind turbine that comes with the game. I cannot use this one that is stackable. They are identical in every way, except that this one allows you to put more on top. And I usually put 5 of these and then 1 of these on a pole. This pole is 15 meters. So, instead of building, wooden blocks? No, metal blocks, steel blocks all the way up, you just build that one. Anyway, what we do need is, as we said, we need wind turbine. So we need 1 of those is enough, because that is enough to unlock this stuff. We need some blocks, but we will unlock this stuff when we place them. So we need a basic assembler. Basically, those 2 are the only thing we need, because the starter kit here, or survival kit, will provide us with the other stuff. Let's start with that one, actually. We'll start with that one. The starter kit will provide us with what we need for resources to do this one. So wind turbine, that one, and then we go back up here and we do that one, and then we go back here and we do this one, and we do wind, this one, and then we go in here and press add components from build planner to production QE. So that one tells us that we need, well, don't worry about the 190,000 stone, but iron ingots is a good number to look at. So we have some work ahead of us. Nickel, need about half or twice as much as we have. As for iron, we need, I would say, 5 times as much as we have. It's very inefficient. It will only do batches of 100 stone each, but the basic refinery and the normal refinery will do down to 1 or 2 stones, and much quicker and better yield. Plus, you can update or upgrade your final refinery and assembler with modules to increase the yield, speed, or power efficiency. And when it comes to some things like that gives low yield, like if you find uranium or platinum, things like that, it's a good thing to have a good yield output on your refineries. Gold and silver as well, because you just get so little when you mine it. You have to spend a lot of time mining, and hand mining for gold and silver, or at least gold, it's not fun, I'll tell you that. The production QE, let's say we do 30 of those. So actually we start with that up here, just for fun. Well, I could. I mean, yeah, it's no rush to get to the lake. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So I could build a small platform here using the resources and build a refinery as well. Sure, why not? So let's add it to the list. Is this basic refinery? Can we add it to the list? So we already have these in the list. So we to add this one to the list. And then we go and add that to the list. Yeah, I need plenty more. All got the silicon we need, which is good. I will take these. I decided to build 30 extra, so I can use that to build my little base. This looks like a nice flat, well, it's not flat, but I can make it flat. Now, if you press B, you get a different alignment, gravity aligned placement. You have local grid placement mode, which I have no idea what that means. I think it's like related to this one or something. Free placement is this, and then pressing the insert home, page up, delete, and page down will allow you to shift this about the way you want it to be. So if I want to place this in this orientation, like so maybe, then I can do that. But if I press B, it sort of locks into place, and you can shift it around, but it's like at fixed angles. So let's do B again. Of course, you're going to change. Actually, let's just do this. Yeah, let's do that. It's flat. That's what we're looking for. There we go. That should be enough for what we need. And then we're going to change around a bit of stuff here. We don't need that. We don't need that. Can use that. Place that and that. So actually don't know how high up above the water or sea level I am. But this one would, I mean, it's open area around it, so let's try it. Middle mouse click. Didn't give a shit. So is it right click? Yeah, it's right mouse click. So we place this one here, and then we go to this one. Do we have enough to place it? We need more interior plates. We have 23 interior plates. Should be enough to place it, right? Yes. And then we do number 7, which is the standard wind turbine. And we place that on top. And we start with that one, so we unlock whatever comes after. Don't really need to grind up that or build up that one, so it's still functioning the way it's supposed to. Yeah, you can only add 4 though. So I usually go for 3 yield and 1 power on my refinery, because I usually produce enough power to be able to run 1 refinery and 1 assembler and still store power. But it all depends on how many wind turbines you have and how high up you place them. I don't know if you can actually put any modules on the basic of refinery or assembler. I don't think you can, because they're basic. So, okay, first things we were supposed to do is we can now actually remove this stuff. We don't need that, that, and that. So cargo, put a small cargo, because we're gonna place. No, it's not a small. It's a medium cargo, isn't it? This one. That's the only one that works on a ship. Don't have enough. Oh, we didn't have enough space. There we go. And again, don't start assembling this until you have all the materials put in it. So you remove the materials, and then you just click or tap left mouse button to transfer the materials to the component that you're building. Yeah, the pole is from the wind turbine, stackable wind turbines mod, or it's a separate mod. And this is a better deal, I think, being able to stack the solar or the wind turbines rather than have to place each an individual 2 blocks from each other or with 2 block space. This one you can just keep going up as far as you like. Granted, if the pole is taken out, you lose all the power, but it's win or lose. And with the mods I have installed when it comes to assertive ground occupation and assertive ships and things of that nature, then I do run a risk of being attacked here. And again, if this one is taken out, it's basically game over. There is no way to get back into the game if you lose your capabilities to produce components. So you don't want to build too big too quickly. Why are you adding to build planner? What is it that I need? I need interior plate. Do I have an interior plate? No, I don't. Why are you not giving me interior plate? There are 3 there. Okay, mine. See, it doesn't do anything. It's got a little bit of that. So it's a slow start, but we should be able to get to where we need to go, which is space, as Tim Curry would say. Now in the I usually like to build my base into a mountain, because that layer of rock between you and the outside is just an extra layer of protection in case you get attacked by the space pirates or any other hostile faction. Oh, speaking of, we don't have a faction yet. So let's create a faction. So, undiscovered. So let's make our own faction. Create. This is PCO. No. Yeah, let's do PEC. That's good. Pico mining. Yeah, we can keep that. And there we go. These are neutral to us. Space pirates are hostile. Spice spiders hostile. Another undiscovered hostile one. This one is willing to make peace, so we accept that, because, you know, who doesn't want to have peace of me? Nothing else, and we can check out where that other faction is by doing this, or we create a GPS marker for this one. This is the economy update, and the economy update allows you to get credits and money. So let's press H. 41 kilometers in that direction. Yeah, I won't be getting there anytime soon. So we can basically turn that off again. What we can do now, though, is that we can... Why the freaking lamp is always in the way? There we go. Where is the unknown signal? 4.8 kilometers in that direction. No, we skip it. And instead of me carrying the ice around all the time, let's just put it in there. There we go. The basic assembler won't accept anything that isn't produced by the basic assembler. Or the starter kit, survivor kit. Which, you know, is a nice blockage for you, because that forces you to advance and build a better version. I don't want to add... I want to grab. How do I grab? Okay, so I press middle mouse button on the container I want to pull it from. So I need 2 more computers. Can you give me computers? Yeah, give me computers, so I can finish off that one. Thank you. And then we complete this one. No, I think it's like 3 times inventory. 10 times I feel it's kind of a easy mode. I mean, I could go for realistic inventory as well, but you know, that's just cruel. And I think this starting point is cruel enough. And now with that little hunk of storage in the back of my lander, I can quicker fill it up with ore, so the machine, the survival kit, can work faster, grinding it down. I'm still faster at collecting it than that one is at using it, but it's teamwork. I think I have like 3 times cargo or inventory size, which allows me to carry 1,200 liters of stuff or something, which is a lot still. One other thing to keep in mind is, I'm going to show you. Actually, I don't need to go inside there. I can just do this and go to the control panel and look at the battery. 3 hours, real-time hours, it depleted. We don't need that one because it's doing fuck all. The parachute hatch doesn't really use up any energy, but close it. The antenna, the beacon, I think the beacon is off, okay. So, as long as the survival kit is doing all the work, we're going to drain the battery. Which means that once this is drained, because it's not hooked up to any power source, I will be out of flight capabilities once it's drained. So that's no fun. which means I have to sort of get started on getting the other stuff up and running. So I can transfer the workload to my temporary base. You cannot put wind power or wind turbines on you can only do it on a static grid, like a station or a planet. A station would probably won't be any use because it's in space. So it's just so you can't build it on a ship, but there is a workaround. Basically, you connect your ship to the ground, then it's more static, and then you can do it, I think. So for example, if I do this, nah, I won't do it. But if I were to connect this into the ground and then on top, but I think it's only work on large grids as well, so that won't make any difference. So how are we doing in here? How's the production coming along? Still need more of that. We have some resources there. Actually, we don't know what it is we need, right? Yeah, because this one is done. We don't need that. What we need is right-clicking to select, right-clicking, and then middle mouse. Okay, so we have that one, which will unlock. I like the speed on that one. And the build queue, this one, it's updating as you're using the material up. So now it says I only need 2 interior plate because that's what I'm missing to complete it. So let's see what we have access to here. Didn't have any more of those, but we had a little bit there. So let's mine some more ore, because always need that, or more stone. One thing to keep in mind is that you can push this to the end. If you have enough resources to make what you need, then there's no point in using up the stone to make this stuff before it moves on to the next stuff. But the way this is now, I just leave it be. I just keep gathering the stone till I get enough of the iron ore. Come on, dig, dig, dig. So if you're back in the game, then maybe we can do some co-op at some point. Right? Just like we were thinking of doing in Satisfactory. We work together to exploit what the planets have to offer. Yeah, they probably start with iron thrusters, which is good because that's platinum. But yeah, you wouldn't want to bring them down to a planet. That's I don't know if a space start is actually better. I mean, I want to sort of be able to start in space. I have actually never done that since planet introduction, but starting in space would basically give you access to all the resources because all asteroids have some type of resource. It's just a matter of having a scanner that can see them. I mean, I had a Ore Scanner Plus that sort of doubles the scanner range of your ore scanner. unless you go into the ini file and tweak it, which I've been doing. But I do that when I play by myself, to give me even an easier start in a difficult situation. But on here, I'm leaving the mods as the modder intended in this playthrough I'm doing here. So I love gaming on the PC because the modding abilities that you have to games, it just goes to shows basically that the players know more or know what they want that the devs might not like to throw into their games, because the time invested in making it is too much or too long, and they're focused on other things. But the modding community is just amazing in making mods work and enhancing the gameplay. What you could do, if you want to bring a spaceship from Space Start onto the planet, throw on a couple of parachutes. Just these parachutes hatches here. Throw in maybe 5 parachutes in each, have 2, 3, 4 of them, stagger on your ship around, and then group them up together in the K menu. I'll show you. So you go to your wait, let's do this again. This one, right? If I want to, I can take all of this and survival pod and just make that a group. And then, since this is not all together, but but you can do that, and then you go, once you're in the cockpit of your ship. I don't have a remote control box, I probably don't do it here, but you press the G menu when you're sitting in the cockpit, and then you go to your grouped selection, and then you just make a group with all your parachutes, and then you go to the G menu and select a group, put it on your hotbar, and select to open. Or you can have it auto deploy at 1,000 meters above ground. It should be enough to slow you down enough to actually be able to land the ship safely. Can't guarantee you'll be able to take off again though. And I don't know how it is to fly in an atmosphere with a ship that was designed to function in space only. But there are the options to bring them down, if that is your desired approach. But if you start in space, just see if we can find a asteroid with ice, and then just build hydrogen thrusters. Throw that shit on there. Basically only need the ones pointing, to give you a boost upwards. The ones that point downwards, so you can activate them to slow your descent. And that way you may be able to coast in the atmosphere for a good landing spot for your spaceship.
Energy low.
Yes, okay. So let's throw this in here. We look at it. There's plenty. Oh, right. With the mods installed, I can do this. I can change this to, just remove that, and then I just write component. What's supposed to happen is that it's automatically move all the components from anywhere else in the system that is hooked up to this container to this one. So I can at a quick glance see what I have available. Right before it was stuck in the survival kit. So this is the one. Building on this one. We need a few more girders. Probably have a few more on this one, yeah. Oh, it's nighttime already. Let's get some more power back. Don't need to have the helmet closed. Just using up oxygen unnecessarily. Still need 17 girders. Oh, there we go. We're supposed to have everything we need now. Yay. Well, this one is also spinning fast. No way of telling how fast though, but those two together should be enough. If not, I can always remove the top one, place a second stackable one and put that one back. So next we need is the basic assembler. Now, as I said in my tutorial or my starting video, is that this one only has one output, which is okay. Right click to add it to the build planner, and then middle click to withdraw it. And I only need to do that once. If I do it more times, it's just add a second one with a second unit of uses, so, or components needed. Took a while before I figured that out, and I just kept spamming by adding more and more to the build planner. I just need one more computer. Come on. No? What are you building? Girders? Give me the computer. Little bastard. There. That's what I need to get this operational. And now when we've done that, we do this. And we check this one. Current output 500 watts. Max possible is 400. This one again. So it's a good spot. I will definitely be able to store up a lot of power. So can we do batteries? Yes, we did unlock batteries. So we add one of those to the build planner. Next is of course this one, the refinery. We go in here. We go here. Done. We don't need that one anymore because we already have it. Yes. And then we go like this. Ah, right. We cannot build that here because we cannot build the battery components, the power cells. We cannot build that here. So we need like that. I think that's the only thing missing. And here we can also build the bottles, which is iron, silicon, and nickel. So we can build 3 of those. Okay, let's put this in place. Just adding the resources for now, in case we want to be able to access this one. 8. This one, let's see, 6. So let's get rid of this. And we start with this one, and then this one. Iron, silicon, nickel. Okay. Probably need more resources. Just gonna use the ship's survival kit until my refinery is up on the starter base. Then I move every production line over there. The 2 wind powers should bring me enough power to be able to run both without having the battery to as a backup power supply. In the intro video, the power output from the 2 solar wind panels powers wind turbines wasn't big enough to run both at the same time, but once I got the battery placed, it was less of an issue because it drew from the power that I managed to store there. But now with this number, it's like 1,000 watt. It shouldn't really be an issue. Okay, let's see, how much do you need to actually build? You need 350, 40, is it 83 nickel? 40 silicon, 84 nickel. Let's do 85 nickel. There we go. How are we doing on the iron? We have a little bit, but not enough. Ran out of stone right away, didn't we? Yes, we did. But these 2 we can put in here. And then back to mine. Mine. So there is some hostiles over there. SPRT, Space Pirate Mobile Drilling Platform. Now it's making its way over here. The thing is that those are usually honed in on, if they get close enough to spot you, they are usually honed in on the player and not on the base. However, if they get too close, they might just disregard you and go for your base. If they get too close to be considered a hostile act. But this one seems to be moving sideways, slightly. It's not going straight towards us. So I hope we're okay. But if not, then you see what happens. Because there's no freaking way in hell I will be able to take that out in my little BB gun. And it would just be a game of cat and mouse, basically. So let's hope that it doesn't come for me. It shouldn't, it's too soon. I know that the mod maker, I heard that the guy that makes the mod about the AI scripting on the drones and stuff, he's been tweaking it. And then there's this other guy called Splitsy who did the assertive mod, which is one of the mods I have installed. I think, I'm sorry, I'm very bad at knowing who did what, but there is these mods for hostilities about. Okay, it's pulling away. Good. And they just provide a nicer challenge. Oh yeah, that's good. It lands, it's charged through the landing gear. The way it's listed now though, as soon as I take off, it's going to just go careening down that way. And I am so panic stricken when it comes to trying to write it that I like to overcompensate. And I usually end up tipping it over. And then it's like, oh, that was fun. So I would like to build, directional thrusters, but it's okay if I can't, because I can do what is probably known as a controlled crash. Now, this one, we go to production and we turn off this. Yep, you're not going to be building that anymore. I will let you build that, because just until you run out of resources, basically. Because now we had a refinery up on the other place. So once, you don't need to do those. Yep, now you have enough resources for that. So down the hole we go. And we grab some of this precious, precious stone. And then we push it over into this one. Yeah, Spitzy make great videos. He's very good at explaining as well as he goes along. He does a lot of different series on space engineers going at the same time, which is confusing to me at times, but they're all pretty entertaining. Now that refinery is so quick that by the time I manage to get down here and pick up another load, he's already done. So I will do a test actually. Are you done here? You're done, right, in production? Yes. So, okay, we do the test next time. Let me grab this stuff here. Like so. And then we grab all this. There. We grab some stone. There we go. We set this to make 100. Wait, we still have stuff in there, right? Grab me. Okay, let me just fix this. Get this out. Get this. Okay. Now if I did it right, yep. This one should now not have any type of resources. So if you set the production, well, it has gravel, but I don't care about that. We set this to make 100 ingots. I will need 10,000 stone. So if I split this to 100, and then I just put this in the survival kit. So I get 3 iron ingots, 0.24 and 0.4. Can we take this? That's my stuff. If we take and transfer 100, we get 2.1, 0.17, 0.28. Seemed like a lot more. $17 instead of... Yeah. Okay. We need this one to be built. Problem there was that it was full. That's why it didn't do anything. It had already been doing a bunch of stuff. Probably a lot of the power cells take space. Okay, 19 more. 16, 14. You have to select which inventory you want to put stuff in unless you have a proper dedicated inventory for it. Otherwise it won't just transfer. 4 more, come on. Yeah, maybe. There we go. Now the battery's up and running. And how long will it take before it's fully charged? 3 hours. Current input 700. That's not bad. Just use 2 kilowatt on the output. Okay, why? There, put it in the assembler. What is next? We did make the bottles, right? No? Why didn't we make the bottles? We're running out of iron ingots. We can go to the lake now, but I figure we do it at daytime so we can actually see what we're doing. And now we're going to have access to the more bottles. That's also a good thing, because then we can make the journey slightly safer. So next thing I guess would then be a remote, or is that not what do we need to? Remote control block is there. We need to unlock the landing gear. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. Cheated the system. Still need more iron ingot. Okay, we get it. Now with the survival kit not doing any job, how long does the power last in this ship now? Let's find out. Seven hours, so not bad. Gain about 130% extra time, possibly. I have no idea. I guess you could say I extended the battery time 130%. So now, after this load, I'm going to make space for the remote control block, as well as the gyro, which I think we need as well. Just need to clear this out. So we can put the remote control block there, we can put the gyro there, and that should be enough for me to survive a little bit longer. Be able to move it. So we do the remote, put that on the hotbar, and it's a small one. The remote control block has to be facing in the direction that you want to control it, otherwise you just mess up the controls. And I think this is the right way. Some blocks it's very difficult for me, at least, to determine which is the right way. I like, is this upside down? Is this the right way up? I have no idea. Since we placed that one, we can now build this one. So we remove this one and place it on hard, remove that one. Number 8. Yeah, the gyroscope doesn't really matter in which orientation, it's more of an aesthetic issue. So let's build one of those and select number 8. Well, we could start on placing it, I guess. And then we do like that. Probably need more iron again. Yeah. Now if I was daring enough, I can make this hole big enough to get the lander in here. That way we'll be protected, or at least the survival kit would be protected. Which is a good backup. So what I can do, if I really want to, is that I can put that ship in a cave with access to a battery or power grid that is slowly generating power, or filling up a battery, and I can have that as a backup in case my base is taken out by hostile drones and whatnot. And at least I'm able to continue, even though it would suck to start over again. But for now we're not doing that. We're just working towards a brighter tomorrow, which basically means we need a sunrise. Okay, I should have enough resources now for can't you draw 1 plate, 10 plate, 11 plate? You sure just don't know what you want, do you? Now we're in the seat. Cool. Now we can do where is it? Landing gear. For some reason it's hiding the other landing gears. It's stupid. So we do gears, turn off auto lock, and then we have thrusters. We only need these here. Actually, we call this Hydro Boost. No, we don't need to do anything with that. And then we turn that off. We go to control panel again. Remove the name there so we can get to the remote control block. We go to control it. Go to the G menu. Go to groups. Landing gear. Toggle block on off. No, wait. Switch lock. Sorry, that's the one. Thrusters. On off. Yeah, that's the group I made for fun. We don't need that. Where's the hydro? There. Toggle block on off. Maybe we should put some lights on this one. You know, even though we're supposed to be flying at night. So do we have access to light? We have high power spotlight. It's required, going to use more power than the standard one. So we just go for the standard one. These PCU here doesn't really matter much on a single player world, but if you play on a server, they usually set up a limit on how much PCU you can use, which is the building blocks. So you have limitations on, like, this is just an easy, and this is more advanced PCUs. So I guess this one is not tweaked as good as it should be. Let's put on some, well, we do have lights there. We have light there. Yeah, we can do one more. We're done with that. We turn that off. That don't need. Okay. Where's the base? There it is. We need a small one. Not enough inventory. What about this one? Okay, good. Start by placing this on in the front. And then back here, place one of those things. So we have side. We can actually remove this stuff here. To allow the light to shine downwards, which is what we need. I actually don't think it makes any difference because I think the light goes through the block. So interior lighting, let's do all this. Just increase the radius and increase the intensity. It's going to drain a little bit more power, but I'm okay with that for now. Really, you need more steel, huh? Well, make a large steel tube then. And make 2 of those. Don't just tell me you can't pull it. Bastard. There. Now we at least see where we crash. So, yeah, the ship is kind of ready. but not quite. Let's make sure there's enough space for it to land on here so we can, without crashing into stuff, and make a, really, I don't have enough steel plates. Dude, you're not working with me here. So let's make 40. Yeah, need more iron. Let's get that done. Daylight should hopefully come soon. Then again, maybe not, because we're in a canyon surrounded by mountains, so might be a while. What I can do is I can dismantle the survival kit from the ship to make it lighter and place it here. But that's gonna leave it exposed. And until I find silver and create the normal refinery, which can refine the silver, I can't make a new one, or more than one. So for now we stick to this. We leave it at where it is. What else can we build here? Well, we can build an H2 generator. Let's get rid of those things. Actually, we could use that one on top of the tower. So we need a tank. So after we build a generator, so now this one has no bearing on where we place it because it can't connect. I mean, yes, I can connect it to here. I guess I do that. And then okay, and then we take the number 6. There we go. Huh. Doesn't quite work, does it? Okay then. Wait, why doesn't it work? Is it because it's not considered a good spot to build on? Well, it is. Let's put it on the battery then. Interior light, radius, intensity. How's the battery doing? 3 hours? Okay, good. Did you get? Another thing you could do to sort of make it slightly easier. Okay, Why is this not working? Yeah. Since I have like a slope here, I can build a catchment down here that leads into the refinery. So I just mine and it rolls into that one. But I don't do that. But it's one way to get the resources into the refinery on a quicker, slightly quicker. So we need 57 more large steel plates, or 57 plates and 2 steel tubes before we can get that one up and running. So let's grab the bottles. That is here. 3 empty bottles. Let's put them in here. There we go. Good work. The wrong way, that way. Gather more resources. Okay, really need more iron here. I sure hope I do find some iron down by the lake or anywhere else. Just have to remember to turn on the ore detector on my way there, in case I fly over something. Also stock up on the ice in there for the extra boost from the hydrogen thruster. Is daylight coming? No? Okay. Let's put those first, okay? No, this one. No, this one. You stole my resources. Build your freaking blocks. Or steel plates. What I want to see in this game is either modder or official that your suit has a little hand furnace or something. that allows you to, okay. Okay, let's get started on that one. This, in case you lose your survival kit or any other means of manufacturing, you can build simple versions by mining the stone to make just simple furnace refinery, handcrafting the shit out of it. It's not going to be fun, but it's just to get you back into it in case you lose your base. Instead of like, it's game over because you forgot your basic handcrafting abilities. Don't know if I will actually use it or I will like, screw it, let's just start over. But it would be an option, I think. Another one would be that the ships are not as vengeful, so they destroy every block of value. That like maybe they focus on your power or whatnot, and then they disappear, or they focus on your production line. But then again, it's up to you. I mean, I can build downward and have my stuff protected by the environment, or I can build safety measures like gun turrets and stuff to keep the attackers out of my base. I still like the option to not being stranded as soon as that one gets destroyed. It's happened a few times for me because I've been standing in a situation where, similar to this, where I have been, stuck in a canyon like this or something similar, and I've not been able to find any resources to advance to better versions of anything. I mean, yeah, I can build turrets soon, or I can probably build turrets now, like indoor Gatlings or interior turrets. But unless I find magnesium, I cannot make the bullets needed. So, just kind of painful. I mean, some starts are easy. I mean, you basically land on a lake, and that is, you basically, if the lake is big enough, you have all the basic resources that you need to get started. Because chances are you will find the magnesium, the silicon, ice of course, gold, silver, iron, nickel, and cobalt in the lake. And then it's just about you digging down and grabbing it. And you also have basically all the ice you could ever need to get into space with as big of a ship as you would like to build with hydrogen thrusters. So it's, it's good. I'm basically just waiting in daytime before I go out on my ship. Okay, let's build this up. No steel plate. Okay, let's set up the manufacturing of 100 steel plates. once I get access to silver, I can build a hydropod or the cryopod, which would allow me to sleep through the night. So that's a big plus, because then we don't have to work at night. So we get to that eventually, though. Hopefully. No, we will. Even if I, I'm forced to do a restart, that is still the goal, to do that. I could transfer some of my ice over there but this is again just a temporary base, so I don't want to build too much over here. No, we need that to... How big of a landing spot do we need? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Even though it's not needed, I like to do this from aesthetics point of view. Pretend that it's needed. So this spot here should be big enough for me to land. Should we try it? Just place this one as well, even though again it's not needed. So let's empty out my inventory. Let's get in my little ship. Okay, because it's a remote control ship and this seat doesn't have a... Let me go to external view. So now we just have to navigate by tilting the ship . No, see? This is the shit I'm not happy about. Yeah, see? Okay. We need to get high enough so we don't crash into the base. And then land. There, locked into place. I hate doing this flight. How is the battery? Fully depleted in 5 hours. What if we set it to recharge? Okay, let's put it at auto. Fully depleted in 6 hours. You're being charged, right? No, you have no input. Why? Okay then. Well, we're docked or something. But yeah, it doesn't recharge through the landing gear, it seems, which is silly. Did we do any damages to the ship? Doesn't look like it. Can't access that side, which is okay because that's the battery. Let me just check on something. Okay. Wait, what's back here? That's that one. Okay, so we need a few more of these stuff to be able to move. So we can access this one. Okie dokie. Back to collecting more resources. I can, yeah, let's do that. As we're waiting for daybreak or daylight, let's do solar. We do this one. Or is it this one? Yeah, probably it's this one. We put that on the ship. Just collect some sun. We make it the small one, of course. And we raise it up. This is the one. What is it that we start with? Steel plate. Do we have any steel plate? Yes, we do have some steel plate. So we place this one here. Come on, stop jerking about. We need more steel plate. We put them at the end. And then we build this one. Oh, for fuck's sake. There. I hear noises from outside, which you shouldn't be doing because people are supposed to stay inside. But it is what it is. Not everybody's paying attention to what it's supposed to be doing. That's not the button I was supposed to press. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Now I know where the sounds from the outside come from. Not to worry about that. So it looks like there's some lights coming from over there, but it's still like black as night over there. So we wait a little bit longer, gathering a few more resources. What kind of a ship is that? We can go for that one though. We can get the bottles from here. Just have to go high enough to make sure we don't smack into anything. And again, having to drill out is a good start. Because if you happen to fly across close enough to any ore, then you would know about it. Okay, it's ice here. Leopard welder, okay, thank you. So that resets every day. Ooh, medkits, nice. And also enough resources from medium cargo container, which we don't need because we can't place that on the large grid. These drones, or these pods that fall, the signal things, you can grind down stuff like a little bit and then rebuild it again to possibly unlock something that you haven't unlocked already. But I usually don't bother with doing that because it's not that difficult to make the progress work for you. Okay, now this is where I have to be careful. Basically, I'm going to fly pretty much straight down on top of it. And this proves a point that I was totally forgetting about. I did mention it earlier on, but there we go. Put those resources in there. Some components cannot go in, like this one, because I can't build that here. So I can put it in the ship. There we go. Grab some of the ice. Put the bottles back. And transfer some of the ice again. So what I need to do is this. GPS mountain base. There. That's just so I know that it's here. Because I'm going to be taking this lander down over there in basically that direction somewhere. And it would be great to know where I came from. So, yeah. I could build an antenna as well. Well, probably not. I need the auto refinery. Looking at stuff, let's see. Refinery. This one, it takes metal grids, so we cannot build that until we find cobalt. How about the assembler? Same thing, metal grids. So it sucks. We need to find cobalt. in the beginning that is like the second most precious, or that's the first resource you should really try to find. Because even though you use iron a lot more, you can get iron by mining stone. But cobalt, nope, you definitely need to head out and grab it. So let's just pick up all these rocks that is here. Seem to be lagging a little bit. Daylight is coming, which should allow us to hopefully fly our little tumbler down to the lake. Grab more of this. So has anybody else trying to order stuff online during this stay-at-home notice and having issues getting stuff as promised or within the time that they tell you? Because we ordered a TV. We changed rooms with my mother-in-law, me and my wife, and she had a very small TV while we had a big wall-mounted TV. Well, big, when I say big, I mean like 42 inch or 43 inch, which was big enough for us, while she's having a 32 inch, which is small. So, and we did this just as the order came down to, stay indoors as much as possible. So, first we had issues with getting our delivery from IKEA because they used a crappy delivery service, which I think I mentioned in another of my videos. But this time we were ordering from Quartz, a TV, a smart TV, because we have access to Netflix and Amazon Prime, and we'd like to have easy access to it by having the button on the remote that tells us this one goes to Netflix, this one goes to what. So our old TV that we have in our old room, the 43 inch one, it has a button for YouTube and a button for Netflix. And we also watch YouTube clips of Stephen Colbert and Trevor Noah and things like that, just to stay up on current events in a funny way, or in a lighthearted way, I guess. So we found a TV that has that things under control. So we placed our order, we bought it, paid for it, and also ordered a wall mount and installation of the wall mount, or basically assembly of the TV to the wall mount. I'm going to make the trip on foot just to see if it's actually worth going to the lake, because I feel safer than bringing the ship there. So we bring all the bottles, and then we stock my hydrogen supply before I head out. Full power on my suit. Okay. So we called them to just verify, because they said like 3 to 5 days, and nothing happened after 5 days. And again, it's the situation that we're in. You can expect a little bit of delays, and so we were okay with that. But we figured we call them and just see, what the situation is like. Where are they in the process of doing our order? So we called them, and it's like, we can book a delivery. So we booked the delivery for 5 days later. That was basically their earliest slot. So that makes sense. And the delivery was supposed to be between 10 and 2. The day arrives. My wife missed a phone call because her phone was unmuted, because she works as a teacher, so she doesn't want to have the phone interrupt her classes with messages and things like that. So she keeps it muted, which makes total sense, but she forgot to unmute it when she was working from home. So we missed a phone call from them. So I tried to call them back, and we just basically didn't get hold of them for a couple of hours, which then reached the end of the delivery window. So once I managed to get hold of them, they tell me that, oh, we called to tell you that the TV you ordered is out of stock. And I'm like, how can it be out of stock? It wasn't out of stock when we ordered it. It wasn't out of stock when we paid for it. It wasn't out of stock last week when we called to confirm delivery of it. How can you have it out of stock today? And they really didn't have any explanation for that, other than, yeah, it's out of stock. You're shit out of luck. So they were basically just, janking me around, saying they were going to contact the warehouse department, see if there was available somewhere else or some shit like that. And they said, like, maybe you want to pick another TV. Do you have one ready? I was like, no, you have to give us a time so we can see what else you have available in terms of TVs. We don't have a backup TV planned for situations like this, because when we placed the order for that TV, it was available. So I'm just going to land here because I cannot see the lake. I think it's there, but I have no idea. I just wait until this one gets where it needs to go, which is here. I can slowly walk downwards. So the woman I talked to at the service department said that she will see with the warehouse, and I told her, okay, this is the type of TV we're looking for. Something similar to the one we ordered that you currently have out of stock for some unknown reason. And she said, yeah, I will look into it and I'll get back to you. 2 hours passed. I didn't hear from her. And by that, we've also looked into a TV, so we discovered which TV we wanted to replace the first one with. So I called her back, and she said, well, I did notify the warehouse to get back to you, but they can't do it today. And I said, why not? Well, they're busy. I said, well, I'm busy, and you are basically not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm a customer. I am, you have already delayed the delivery because you don't have a working stocking system that will let you know if you have items in stock or not, or you can sell more than you have in stock. So I told her that this is the TV I want, and I gave her the IP number for the TV. And then she said, yeah, I will notify the warehouse and they will get back to you probably tomorrow. So the next day, nothing happened. I called again and I got hold of the warehouse, and the warehouse said, the TV you ordered is out of stock. And I was like, what the hell? If you were doing your job, it wouldn't be out of stock, because again, it was in stock when I placed the order, but because of your incompetence of actually being able to do something remotely close to customer related. Oh, we found ice. Nice. I am now, where is my TV? Because of your work, I'm now out of the 2 TVs that I ordered. So they said, well, you can either wait and order when this situation is over, or go elsewhere. And I said, well, I'm going to go elsewhere, so you can just start working on the refund. I think actually this was done over email. UPS Lake. There we go. And we go into this one and remove this one. Remove that. Yeah. So, yeah, that was sucky. So we contacted another place, Harvey Norman. They had the exact same TV we wanted at the first place. So we placed an order for that, and within a couple of hours, I think, possibly the next day, I get a text message from a delivery guy saying, is it okay if we deliver on Thursday between 10 and 2, and then the Walmart guy will come between 2 and 5 because it's a different guy. I said, sure, that works, as long as we get the TV before the Walmart guy. And then yesterday was Thursday. The Walmart guy calls and say, have you received the TV yet? I said, no, I have not. And then I spent a couple of hours trying to get hold of the TV people and things like that. And finally, I got hold of them, and they said that there's been some snafu. So would it be possible that they would deliver on Friday instead, like today? I said, sure, that works. And he said, I will deliver between 2 and 5. And I say, would it be possible that you may deliver between 10 and 2? Because we have the wall mount guy coming. And, just to be sure that, we get it wall mounted on the same day. And he said, sure, I will give it a try. So we'll see what happens. It's still, a couple of hours to go before they're supposed to deliver the TV today. So hopefully we do get it, because the small 32-inch TV is just not, I'm nearsighted, so I need to be either having a big TV or be able to sit close enough, which I'm not doing at the 32-inch. So, yeah. The mother-in-law got a great deal out of that one. She got a small room, she got new furniture that we assembled from IKEA. She got a nice wall-mounted big screen TV. Just heaps and heaps of good stuff. But we also made out we got a shower adjacent to the room, like an ensuite bathroom, I guess it's called, which is nice. We got a bigger room, which is also nice. So, yeah, I guess it was a win-win situation. Now, bring the light over here so I can see if there's any black splotches on the lake, instead of me just walking around like this, trying to find anything that is not ice. I kind of like the sheer cliff walls in a way, because it allows for easy building into wall cave. Oh, silicon. It's nice. There's someone at the door. So if there's silicon, there's usually magnesium nearby as well. Those two usually go hand in hand. There we go, magnesium. So we found that, which is good. Now, if we can find, what else do we need? Well, we need nickel. That's good. So this is, either this is a separate drop or separate part of a cluster, or this is part of the silicon and magnesium cluster. Just keep going and see what we find. There's some more black spots, which is good. And black or very high dark spots means a large concentration of the resources in question, which is good. Like this is very dark, which means that somewhere down here is a very large concentration and heavy concentration of a resource, which according to, if we disregard the ice thing, it's probably the nickel, because it's straight down there. So it's good. We need nickel for stuff, but we also need the cobalt. So we just keep walking around the edge here till more daylight comes and I can go home. Day. It's a day, it's a day, it's a day. Hey-o. Okay. Probably not a good spot on this side. So, got a kid knocking on my door, but I don't really have time to entertain him at this time. not for another 45 minutes or so. We'll see. I don't really have a fixed time on how long I'm going to stream, but I find that 3 hours is acceptable time to do it in. We'll see. So yeah, anybody else having issues with deliveries not showing up when they're supposed to? We also ordered some dumbbells from Lazada, I think. That was 2 weeks ago. Not a single peep from them. It could be that a lot of people are buying and ordering like research, exercise equipment and stuff like that because they're stuck at home. And that's great. I mean, I understand, yeah, things get out of stock because, you can't plan for everything and you don't know what's going to move, so you just don't want to stock up on all the stuff that you might sell. You have to see what the trend lead takes you. But there is no excuse for not contacting the customers if there is delays. Just a blanket that, the current situation means that we might not be able to deliver on time. Please bear with us. And then you don't hear from them, and then when you call them back, it's like, it's out of stock. Well, let me know, you dumb fuck. Don't just be quiet about it. It's not my job as a customer to ask you when the delivery is coming. It's your job as a company representative to let me know if there's any hiccups with the delays, because I've done my part. I placed the order. I gave you my address. I paid you. Oh, come on, give me something more than ice. I want cobalt. The reason I'm walking around the edge is because it's easier to navigate, because I'm not always looking at the compass on top. But by walking around the edge like this, I know I will make a circle eventually. And then hopefully it's bright enough so I can see what's in the center by flying up. And maybe the cobalt is somewhere in this mountain range around me. But it's just too freaking dark to see it at the moment. I need light and I need altitude. Things gonna become quite easier once I get the cobalt. And my plan is to build my base on this lake, which could mean that I will tear down what I build up there and just build it up here, bring it down on the ship, which is risky because basically I'm just, unless I crash too hard, I should be able to do it, right? Should be able to save what I have in the ship. And if the ship won't fly again, I guess that's okay, because as long as I can rescue what's in it and not lose it, I'm okay. I mean, I can build a new ship. Not good at it. Usually turn out to look ugly as uggos. But I did build a ship that was quite good. I don't remember if it was a mining ship that was powerful enough to take off with full cargo, which made mining so much easier. And I got a feeling I've been walking around this lake for 2 laps now. But I guess there is no other choice for now. I guess we see when we get back to the previous. No, those are still over there. So I'm still on the wrong side, or on the other side. So the ship I was managed to build allow me to mine resources at a quicker pace. So I built a mountain base, and I threw in more assemblers and refiners. I think I had like 4 refiners and 3 assemblers, all working in tandem to process my resources. And I had enough to build a ship going into space, but I stopped working on that one because it was lagging out quite a lot, which could be what's going to happen on this one as well. If I keep going and keep building and all that. But I was in a process that I could have made it to space. I wasn't near a lake. I mean, I was near a lake, but I wasn't on a lake. And the ship, while good, had small storage capacity. So it was still a lot of flying back and forth to fill up my 4 hydrogen tanks that I had on the base. I figured it would be quicker to fill that up and then hook up my ship to the base with a hydrogen tank. Okay, here's more silicon and more nickel. C2. Okay, there we go. Let me find something else. I did take the nickel, right? Yeah, I did. Oh, daylight's coming. It's good. So we have something here. So that is not dark enough. Here's some black dark spotches. Are we in luck? Silicon. What's the odds? Magnesium. You do this as such because this is a cluster GPS C3. This is just my way of marking out what I find in a way that makes sense to me. So I know that, the silicon and magnesium 3 is in the same cluster of resources. Lots of ice, only 2 resources. It is a small lake though, so. But I was still hoping that it would be more than just a silicon magnesium lake. Yes, there is some nickel, I know. But I'm looking for iron, cobalt, gold and silver. It could be that there is something here. It's just that it's too deep down. So let's see what happens when we dig down here. This hand tool doesn't have the longest range when it comes to resource finding. Gold and silver is usually very deep down. I don't know how deep I want to go before I give up on this hole. Like that's kind of deep. And there is nothing here. But from the top view, it was indicated with dark that there might be. Like this is a very dark spots. Another silicon here, magnesium. GPS, MG, no wait, SE4. The magnesium was over here, right? Here we go, magnesium. G4. I'm closing in on this spot over there, which I already marked out. What about this one? This one? Silicon as well. How about this one? Silicon. This one? Silicon. Okay. How are we on bottles? Ah, we have plenty of energy left. So we do the next best thing then. We get some altitude and we look for gray splotches on the ground. Something that might contain ore. Now there is a little bit of gray right where this one is. Don't know if that actually means that there's resources there, but if you look straight down, you see brown splotches everywhere, but nothing gray. So let's fly to this one. It could just be like similar to this gray, which is just textured on the mountain. But I feel like it looks weak enough that here might be ore and there might be ore, but then as I get closer I see that it's now actually probably not the case. Because now it's, yeah, the rough terrain texture. Okay. Try it again. Where is my respawn ship? Is in that direction. So let's check it again. Another high altitude approach. Here it's very difficult to see it. Here on the yellow ground it might be easier. Again, looks just where the marker is, or my sight is, that it's some gray stuff there. Maybe something down here. Maybe here. It's hard to make out. So that was nothing. There's nothing. So now the question is, will I go to the lake for the silicon and magnesium and ice and the nickel? Or will I stay where I am and as I'm staying there, I'm looking at other places instead? Because basically at this point, the resources is what determines where I will set up my base. Not, I mean, my wish list is flat ground on ice. But you don't always get what you wish for. Is that some... this maybe? Or is this just, again, mountain terrain? Yeah, it's too bright. How about this one? I know it's brown, but, you know, could be. No. Okay. So what we do is we go back to our ship, the respawn pod. It's quite safe as long as I'm not there. There will be no attacks on it. Shouldn't anyway. Oh, here we go. More silicon and magnesium. Yeah, it's like I can't have enough of that. GPS SGL1, I don't know. GPS MGL1. Okay, so if we go straight up, that's not straight up. Can you do what you're told? There we go. So yeah, this is gray area. There's a little bit of gray over here. Is that a new resource spot, or is that the magnesium still shining through? It's the magnesium. So getting some more altitude. Make it easier to see. And now when we get into this Rocky Mountains, yeah, we're not going to see anything. It's going to be pure luck if we actually find any ores here. So we know what's on this side of the mountain ranges. So let's restock our fuel. Guess I could have brought back some ice, but you know. Looks like some gray stuff down here. Probably just mountain texture. Yeah, once you get close you learn. But this is a rock. Nickel! Yeah, we'll leave that be. See if we can hover close to the ground. And then see what we can find. I might be spending the time between this and next episode or next stream and see if I can find any ores clusters, and then we can see about making preparations to go there. I would just like to find a little bit of silver, which again, yeah, wouldn't do me any good until I find cobalt, because I cannot refine silver until I get my advanced or standard refinery up and running, and I cannot get that up and running until I can find some cobalt. So cobalt is the bottleneck at this time. There is one other thing we can do, which might help. So let's do that. I'm going to be going to the respawn pod, and I'm going to restock on my fuel. And then I'm going to show you what we might be able to do if we really can't find any of the ores that we need. There still might be hope for us. So first, full on fuel, full on power, and then we fix up the bottles. Now this is a journey that it's going to be meh, basically. There we go. Okay, and here we go, and then we go to the GPS and we go to the altar station. We turn off everything else. Well, not everything else. Okay. Mouse and keyboard is fucking with me at the moment. Yeah, we can leave the lake on, but we turn off everything else. Now we should be able to see the station, which is down there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to the station, and see if yeah, I was worried about that. Now a supply cache has spawned from the Space Pirates in this direction that I'm flying. As long as I'm staying about 800 meters out of their range, they will not fire on me. And that's a good spot to crash. You know, crash as in taking it out for the resources. It's going to be difficult though. You have to use magnesium and your handgun. But we have magnesium. I mean, we know where we can find quite a lot of magnesium already. And I think that the basic refinery can actually handle the magnesium. I think that's that tier's type of resource. So we can just spam to make a lot of weapons or a lot of ammunition, and then just go there with basically just some hydrogen tanks, which we can also make. We have access to ice. And see about making using our guns. Now there is a mod, using our guns to take out the gun turrets that is protecting the base. That's what I was going to say. There is a mod which gives you a hacker tool. I don't know if you saw me add it to the list as I was starting the game on which mods to use. So basically you build that one and you bring it along, and then you slap it on a hostile grid, which in this case would be the Space Pirate supply cache, and it will slowly take over the base for you. It does so randomly. You don't get to pick which subsystem it's going to take over to give you control of. And to be able to get in and do that, you basically have to take out some of the towers first, because it's just not possible to get in close to place it without dying, unless you first take out some towers and create a blind spot for you to fly in. Preferably in your suit, not in a ship, because that's going to cost a lot of resources. And once you've taken over the base, then you have access to everything on it, and you can just grind it down for all the glorious resources, and you take whatever they have in their storage. No resources here. So that's a nice tool, and again, it can also be used on multiplayer servers, and you can build firewalls to place on your base to prevent others from actually doing that to you, if you're playing on a PvP server or where you allow these kind of things to happen. And the more of them you place on the hostile grid, the quicker it is, because each one you place will try and hack a subsystem. So they will work to take it over at a faster rate. Do we have any gray specks here that could be land resources? No, not really. Well, maybe that one, but I doubt it. Yeah. Nope. So we just continue to the altar station. So why am I going to a station? Well, you can pick up contracts which will give you money, and this money can then be used to buy stuff. Everything from ingots to weapons, to better drills and tools, to ships. Of course, the price is also an indicator of what it might be. I think I saw gray here. No. Yep, silver. Good. That's a good spot. It's far, but at least we found it, which is good. So GPS AG, right? AU is gold. Possible that gold was in that spot as well. Is this gray? Looks like gray stuff. Hey, magnesium. If everything else fails, where did it go? There. So I have a range of about 30. MgL2. It looks like I have a range of 30 on this tool. 30 meters. So what I will do is, once I fly back, I will grab the magnesium and start making, if possible, ammunition. How much are we doing on bottles? Yeah, we're still using the first one, which is good. There's a SPRT territory defense station. Space pirate. How about this one? Anything? No, a bit of lag. There we go. Just go straight up, get a little bit of altitude. Looks like there is a bit of gray here, and maybe a little bit there. I don't know if you're actually able to see it. It's very faint, very difficult to spot. But yeah, we picked up some nickel here. Over in this side. Oh, here it is. So let's mark this. GPS. Just fucking do it like that. Another way to do the GPS is to mark it for how far it is from your base. So if I go like this, I land here because we could see gray here. And we found cobalt. We found our fucking cobalt. So we do this. My base is, I don't know, where is my base? There it is, 26.16. So we do this, GPS, go, 26.16. That way I know that this one is the one that is 26 kilometers away from my base. Now, we found cobalt, and we have iron. Again, far away. But that might mean that this is where I'm supposed to be. GPS Fay, and it's 2634. 2634. It's also an idea to show you I think there was ice nearby the magnesium as well, which is good. It's underground ice, but ice nonetheless. Here's more gray, just where the target target thingy was. Difficult to see. I think in some settings you can turn off this stuff, the grass and all that, lower the quality, whatever. Like here's ice as well. I don't care about the magnesium and all that. It's just GPS, ice. What is it? I don't know. What was it, 26? Let's just put it 27. Yeah. Oh, there's some gray in the mountain here. So I think this is where we're going to be heading. Some iron. Nice. GPS, Fay. I have no idea where the station is there. 2932. 2932. 2932. Say it 3 times and it will appear. Now let's just get to the station. And it looks like we have a lot of flat area here. There is a stone here that might contain something of value, but we will not find that out at this point. There's really no point in me continuing onto the station, but I will do it anyway just to show you what it's like. And we did actually come across, so ALTR is the Royal Traders. When you're within 10 kilometers of something, then that's good. So ice, what else do you have? Silicon, nickel, it's good. Magnesium, it's good. What else? So yeah, this is where I will be going. This is where I will bring the lander. It's close to this one, that we can possibly go there by a land vehicle. Let's see what's in this cluster. This is easy to see in the sand here. So we have iron here, which is good. Iron and cobalt, yeah. GPS, FACO. And here's another cluster or something, another ore, which is silicon. Good. Don't really need too much of silicon, but it's still always nice to have. Oh, that was... Yeah, we don't want to do too tough of landing. And by being close to this one, and allows us to do missions quicker. And the more missions we do for them, the better our standing is with them. And I guess we will also get better missions. The missions are random, and they only last for a while, for a short while. I mean, you only have a few, I would say, minutes to pick them up. Now this distortion here is a protective bubble. Basically means that nothing can be destroyed that is inside. And you can't destroy anything that is inside. You can't build either. It's a safe zone. You can build these yourself, but they cost stuff to build. So let's go inside. And here's the contracts. Now, acquisition contracts is basically they're asking for a specific item. Like this one, they want 35 superconductors. The volume is 280 liters. You need to be able to have all what they're asking for is this in the same inventory. So you have to keep that in mind. They will pay you 931,000 space credits for it. I cannot build superconductors because I don't have access to gold and silver or the ability to refine it. The other one is a hauling contract. This one asks you to deliver a priority package 7,910 kilometers away, and you have 55 minutes to do it. To be able to do this one, you need jump drives, and it's in space most likely, considering the distance you have to travel. It pays out 1.5 million, close to. Not worth it. This one is much easier. Once you have the full all the resources you needed, then that one is much better. This one, some say it's easy because you're giving sort of a waypoint, but you still have a 750 meter deviation on the GPS, and you only have 21 minutes to do it, and the reward isn't that high. What else is there? Yeah, those are the contract that is available. There is bounty contracts, escorts, repair. I always go for the acquisition contracts because those are easier to do. Right now we cannot do this one because we don't have ability to build that. We cannot build reactor components. Radio communication components, no. Canvas, not quite sure if we can do that yet. This one, gold ingots. If we had gold and the ability to mine it, they just need 113 units for 2.5 million credits. You get the idea. And then explosives, again, we have access to magnesium now. Doesn't mean that we can build it because we might need a better machine. So you can refresh the list and you can accept it. I'm not going to do either now because there's nothing for me to do. And then you have the store, which is over here. And this is where you can buy things. I can buy, let's see, I have 10,000 debt, and each of the cameras costs 3.4. So yeah, but let's say I didn't find cobalt, then maybe I'm lucky enough to find cobalt here, superconductors, things like this. I don't think you can build the med kits or the energy kits. These I don't think you can build. I think you can only find them. I can upgrade my grinder, get some oxygen stuff, or I can sell stuff. Just basically, this is the prices they're willing to pay for the stuff that you have. I don't want to sell anything at the moment because everything I have I need. You can also sometimes buy uranium here. Then there is another one. There is a small, I don't have access to that one. There is another shop somewhere, I think. Yeah, I can steal the grinder. It's okay, they don't need it. Nothing in there. It's a bed, nothing of interest up here. There's supposed to be another vending machine somewhere. This is the contracts and that is the... Okay, here. So here you select large steel tube, steel plate, enhanced welder, medkit, grinder, medical components. Now, I would need 3 medical components to build a medkit. This one needs 50 medical components, so that's not the one. How about the survival kit? That one needs 3 medical components, but I already have that. How about the cryopod? It needs 3 medical components. So if I had the money, I could buy 3 medical components from here, and I could build that. But I don't have the money, so. And this also updates every now and then with new stuff. Jukebox. Yeah. So yeah, there's a few things to be getting at these stations here of use. Then you can land with ships. They have, so if you have like a connector at the bottom, you can land there. If you have a connector on the side, you can land there. Not sure if they have a connector. Yeah, if you have a connector on top, you can hook up there. So they have all the stuff you need. And there's more of these to be found around the world or the universe. Now, we are going to go back to Mountain Base, 40 kilometers away. And this is where we're going to settle, nearby here actually. Because this place has what we need. I'm just going to grab some cobalt on the way back. That way I can build... Looks like gold, or it's nickel. That way I can build better thrusters or more thrusters on my little ship, so make it easier for me to navigate. Cobalt. Yeah, why not? Let's grab it from here. Let's just do a hole, just so it doesn't just roll away from me. There we go. That bottle was empty, don't need it. This one is almost empty and I don't really need it. I can make it back. But the cobalt is valuable. There we go. Mountain base, here we come. I don't know if this cobalt is enough for what I need. Can only hope. So that's, yeah, it's a good spot to end the video once we get back to base. So what I will be doing, don't know if it's something worth watching though, but probably before next video I will slap on 4 more thrusters on the survival pod and I will bring it over here, land in a spot that is nice and flat, possibly close to the lake, because ice is what I need the most of, because of the fact that hydrogen thrusters is needed to leave. But I will build my base out in the open, and I will build with towers, gun turrets and stuff. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, even though we had a crappy start, we're not in a crappy situation anymore. Should be able to make it all the way back without running out of hydrogen. If not, that'd suck, and I would have to create more bottles and go and get my inventory stuff. But now I should be fine. Let's see if this cobalt is enough for what we need though. And let's hope that this cobalt allows us to build the thrusters. We should be able to, even though we can't not in the basic assembly you cannot pick a end product and say I want to build this and it creates the components needed for it. But you can, you know, start with whatever the steel plate needed to build the thruster. Have a few of those on your inventory, place them on the ship, and then basically just head out. And or just build them, just adding the components to the build queue and the assembly production, whatever it's called, manufacturing line. Probably a good idea to leave during daytime. So, because now here's nighttime, and also because it's open landscape over there, it should offer more daylight than this little canyon that I have here. So we're going to build my base there. Basically going to be starting off with one large structure, and then I might put structures next to it. But I'm also going to build downwards, because it's safer. And basically I'm just going to base keep my cargo containers underground, under the base, so when a vehicle comes in with resources or whatnot, it's going to hook up to a connector, and then from there I'm just dumping it into the system and then heading out again. So I'm going to be building a flying vehicle, like a flying drill, and then a land vehicle. Okay, this is not where we're supposed to be. Still have to go across this entire freaking mountain. Oh, we have a long way to go. We have to go past the supply cache. Still on 2 bottles, which is good. And we covered more than half the distance. Yeah, so no problem. Again, hope the cobalt I got now is enough to build the 4 thrusters. I would need, I think, 4 metal grids. And I mean, if this cobalt that I have is not enough for that, how much cobalt do I have? I have like 2.4 kilo, 2.4 thousand kilos of it. Then, okay, this is not the base. I could check out the rocks on the ground here. Could possibly be that I find some cobalt in there as well, but nah. Let's drop this off and see if it's enough, and see how much we need to actually build. See, the base is now already in the darkness, in nighttime. We did find silver, right? So yeah. No, I need a better refinery to refine that down into the resources that I need. Now, it would suck if this machine cannot handle this, but it can. And if I'm quick about it, I would be able to take off again. There we go. Put the bottles in here. Only 2 bottles though, but that's okay. And put this one in the seat. Take the ice. There we go. Put this back in the seat. Okay, so what do we need? We need thrusters. This is the one we need. Steel plate. You just need 1 metal grid, yeah. Inventory, there. Okay, that was a bit too much. No, it's good. So this is where I'm going to put, actually, I can put the thrusters here. So number 8, this one goes in that direction. This one would turn that direction. This one would turn that direction. And this one, I can remove this. As such, number 8. Right? One, 2, 3, 4. Dump what we have and grab what we can. And then K. Control panel. Now that we sit in there, we can do thrusters. Turn them off. So we do this. Save to cover all the thrusters, right? No. So annoying. Get back in there. Thrusters, yes. And then we're going to have, these are nav thrusters. Okay. We go back to the, where is it? Let's look at the battery first. Fully depleted in 5 hours. What is wasting power? Okay, never mind. Remote control, we need to get that. We go to control, Gmod, and we go to groups, which is nav thrusters. We have to build them first. So let's just build what we can, and then we start the production. Still need more iron. Nickel, 113. See. Looks like we have enough what we need. Let's put the nickel over there and this one over here. Cobalt there. Basically we need more iron. Okay, no problem. So yeah, I will do that. I will mine the iron and I will completely build this up, and then I'll probably just wait for daylight and then fly over. So I make the preparations for next time, and then we will do the flight in the next episode. So until then, thank you for watching, and bye-bye. And there we go.